My name is Suyi. I'm a painter who currently lives in Brooklyn, New York. I paint because it's a persistent practice, a nonverbal habit, and my way of being in the world. My current studio is in an industrial landscape in Brooklyn, where the window looks out to a giant power plant. I spend a lot of time contemplating this view. I found its rhythmic patterns, the crisscrossing lines, and the play of light throughout the day to be strangely electrifying and beautiful. Another daily encounter of visual experience is the Greenwood Cemetery right by the building. I walk past the Gothic arch every day on my way to the studio. Greenwood was part of a flow of world cemetery movement in the early part of 19th century in the US. It was designed for people as an escape from the everyday dreary, an opportunity to commune with nature. When I'm feeling stuck creatively, I would go there to the chapel to do some sketching or just sit still. I think of myself as a painter of open space and silence. My subjects are austere, solitary, and self-contained interiors, usually without any human existence. My current projects address the idealism and authorship of our historical narratives, especially how Western institutional spaces act as a site of worship and repository of power and knowledge. I make explicit references to the Metropolitan Museum, the Louvre, and they're usually framed in a central floating perspective with a spiraling, inescapable symmetry pointing to the center. Behind this devotional process of replicating their structure, I also experience a desire for alteration and derangement. Such space inspire reverie as well as a sense of domination and surveillance to the viewer. And I respond to this tension by removing and repurposing the original artwork that inhabits the space, and then introducing counterfactual narratives and contemporary references. I use painting as a way of embodied thinking, and every painting I made has its own journey. I used to be a serial monogamist where I work on one painting at a time and do not stop until it is completely resolved. This method of working could get incredibly obsessive, especially when the painting reach a certain level of complexity and it starts to confront me with silence. Then I would either take it off the stretcher bar or force the moment into crisis. In the progress of making this painting, I walked into the studio every day to see the same cathedral-like room that starts to look like a prison. And in those moments, the conceptual space of the painting and the psychic space I inhabit become one. Now I'm taking a more liberating approach by working on multiple canvases at once. However, one piece will eventually get more demanding than the others, and I'll plunge myself back into it until we reach closure. To answer from a painterly perspective, I think architecture provides a formalist composition and means for colors to meet and interact. Each block, each space for me is like a color field to play with light. I also think that space, interiors, and architecture are extension of the body. Recently, I came across writings by the sculptor Rodin called "The Cathedral is Dying," where he makes a parallel between the cathedral and the human body, how it follows the nature's order. I think the space in my work also has a bodily presence. If architecture exists in our perception as something that's grand, masculine, and authoritative, I want to imbue them with softness, sensuality, and the feminine touch without losing its monumentality.